I'm David Ryan from the Department of Climate Change, Energy, Environment and Water, and one of our jobs is we go to rivers like this one. This is the Upper Hunter River at Belltrees, and we sample to figure out what the fish populations look like. So back in the old days, which is going back say 5-10 years, when we did this kind of thing, it would take us several hours. We'd have a kit on our back where we'd electrify the water and stun fish so they'd float up, and you'd measure them and work out what species, or you'd lay out lots of nets. Now what we do is we've got a kit that collects DNA out of the water. It takes us about 30 minutes to do a site instead of many hours, and that means we get to travel to a whole lot of places that we haven't been able to find the time to get to, so we cover a lot of ground. What that does is it just pulls out material that's sort of floating in the water, and that just comes off animals while they're just doing their daily business. So rivers are full of DNA, and we send that stuff to a lab which takes a couple of months to get back to us, but it tells us about species that are often quite hard to find because they might be very, very shy fish. So you'll often find when you're walking down to a river, you'll see a splash, or you might see something moving in the water and you're like, what was that? I know something was there. And platypus, for instance, are very shy, but they can't hide their DNA. So we managed to get a lot better information about what's in the river. So right now my colleagues are down that way, and they're sussing out our access, how we can safely get down into the water. And we take this equipment, which is basically a fancy pump on our back, and we run it around into all these little mini habitats, like under logs, or off in the distance you can see where you've got the riffles, the sort of rough water. You'll get little fish that'll hang out there that won't hang out in the deeper sections. And so we sample all those different areas to just get a better picture of what kind of species are in here. And we can look for specific fish species. We'll also look for platypus, we'll look for turtles, and there are certain other things that we can pick up as well. So you can use it to pick up the animals that come down the rivers to drink. So a lot of folks will use it in their research for wallabies or different types of possums or water rats and stuff like that too.